Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to be talking about energy on a raw vegan diet and why, if you're doing this diet, why you might not be getting the energy that you want. Now, one of the biggest claims about making a change to your diet and um, especially taking out the bad foods, replacing them with good foods, one of the biggest things that people experience is more energy. And one of the reasons for that is because when you're eating harder to digest foods and foods that are not as good for you and have maybe more toxins in them or more problems in them, that they're more problematic for your body, when you remove that, all the energy your body was putting in to digest those foods is now freed up to do other things. So you've got an excess of energy than you did have before. So you can experience this feeling of having more energy. But that's not everyone's experience on a raw vegan diet or even a vegan diet. So why is it that some people have an abundance of energy and some people don't feel that sense of energy? I've had a number of people talk to me in the past and they've said, I've been doing this raw vegan diet for a while. When will I get all this energy? When will this feeling happen? And there is nothing magical about it. It's not some magical energy in the food, I don't believe. I don't think it's like energy from the sun in the food that gets released in. I mean, it's a nice way to look at it if you want to look at it like that. But I look at it more practically. So let's talk about you and energy, this feeling of energy or having enough energy. Where does it come from? Well, the first thing is, if you're not sleeping enough, you're not ever going to feel like you've got any energy. So if you're not sleeping enough, you're not going to feel like you get enough energy regardless of what you're doing. So it doesn't matter what diet you do. If you are deprived of sleep, if you know you're not getting enough sleep, you will not have any energy. And this is a big problem I've had a lot, where I've had issues with my sleep for many years. And the slightest thing, it seems, can make me struggle a little bit with getting to sleep, primarily. Once I'm asleep, I'm okay, but getting to sleep, historically, I've had a bit of a problem with that. So, but if you are sleeping enough, then we need to look into your lifestyle and see the other things. But before that, how much are you sleeping? Because when people say, like, I'm not getting any energy, how much are you sleeping? Well, I get about 6 hours a night, that's enough for me. Well, how do you know it's enough for you if you're not feeling energy and you're saying you only get 6 hours a night when maybe we need more than that? I don't know. We need to check out the sleep first. So if you've never had any problems with sleeping and you sleep the recommended amount and all that kind of stuff, then we look into the other aspects of your lifestyle. But if a raw vegan diet to you means that you drink coffee, that you have chocolate, that you have other things that have caffeine in it or other stimulants in it, then those things will drain you. And sometimes when I've been coaching with people, as soon as they mention energy, whether it's they had too much energy, because some people have said, I had too much energy on a raw vegan diet. Other people have said, I'm just not getting the boost in energy that I wanted. Both of those times I ask them questions about caffeine, because I'm looking for a source of caffeine that's messing up their energy. Because when it comes to too much energy, I'm like, that's stimulant. That's not the body. Your human body does not just randomly boost your energy out of the blue. I think you can, though, when you are detoxing or taking out certain foods from your diet, you can get a bit of a random boost like that. But not just kind of all the time randomly. And if you're really drained of energy, well, if we've looked at sleep and your sleep's fine, although some people, as I'm saying, they say, hey, I only need 5 hours of sleep, I only need 3 hours. Okay, there's some people like that, but very, very few people like that. Caffeine is a big drain of your energy. So if you're including caffeine in your diet, it's not a good thing to do. I've tried to help a few people out with the raw food diet, with coaching and other things. When it came to cutting out caffeine, especially cutting out coffee, it was very difficult for people. For some people, cutting out coffee is a big challenge for them. Even if it's having an effect on like their blood pressure, their heart, and different things, we know that it has an impact on these things. Some people say the adrenal glands, maybe, but yeah, it's a stimulant at the end of the day, and it's a very strong stimulant. Caffeine, unbelievably strong, and you only learn that when you come off of caffeine. If I was to have a cup of coffee right now, I guarantee you I would not fall asleep until tomorrow. I would be up all night long and into the next day, unable to sleep. One cup of coffee. That is how strong it is. For someone that's not drinking, and that's not just me, that's anyone who's not drinking caffeine, doesn't, for years, it's very difficult for people to give up caffeine. It's quite a strong addiction for people. But I would look into that. If you don't have caffeine in your diet, so we're going down the path here, if your sleep's fine, you don't have any caffeine in your diet, raw chocolate, so another person said to me, man, I've got so much energy I can't even handle it. And and I said, what were you eating? And it turned out they were having smoothies with cacao powder in it. I was like, well, let's try and do it without the cacao powder, because it sounds to me like you've just all of a sudden turned raw, and then you're ramping up all this caffeine in your diet. You are going to feel a huge amount of energy, So, if it's not your sleep, if it's not the caffeine, then we start to look at, I would say, and there's no other medication, drugs, or anything else affecting it. Outside of that, I'm going to start to look at, especially if you're saying no energy, I'm going to be really strongly asking exactly how much are you eating, and I want you to track that. How much are you eating, and what is it that you're eating on a raw vegan diet? If you've got no energy, and you're sleeping well enough, and your life isn't like a crazy, you're not running 100 miles every day or super stressed out every day or whatever, and you've not got caffeine in your diet, then we're starting to look at, okay, how are you putting together your raw vegan diet? Because I'm telling you, if you put it together right, you'll be like always pleasantly filled with energy, and you'll be in control of that. You'll be in control of how much energy you feel or want or whatever. And the reason for that is that really a lot of that feeling of energy comes from motivation, drive. It's not just about energy, it's about having the desire to do things. If you're in the middle of your day and you're like, I don't want to do anything, I just want to sit down and do nothing, okay, you might have had a really tough week. But if for the last few days you've not really been doing that much, and you're just sitting like, I don't want to do much, that can also be a sign of under-eating, because if you're not eating enough, you won't feel that sense of energy, that sense of drive, that desire to do anything, that motivation to live, that desire to even make a phone call, talk to a friend. You won't have any energy. Remember, human beings have three major drives like all animals, or three major motivations. The motivational triad, as they talk about in the book The Pleasure Trap. Going towards pleasure, going away from pain, and conserving energy. And conserving energy is a huge one. Conserving energy, that drive to conserve energy, to do nothing, basically, to relax. If there's not some amazing pleasure around for you to go out and get, if there's not any pain for you to avoid, let's just do nothing and chill. That's why everyone just wants to chill out all the time. What are you going to do tonight? I don't know, just chill out. What are you going to do with your life? I don't know, I'll just see what happens. No one wants to put any energy into anything, because we're biologically programmed to live in a reality where we didn't know if we would have enough energy. We didn't know if there would be enough food around, ever. So we had to always conserve, like all animals. You go to the zoo and the animals just sit and do nothing. Of course they sit and do nothing, because they're getting fed, they don't have to do anything. And they just follow that drive to conserve energy, which is like a negative drive. So You have this drive to conserve energy, and particularly if you don't have enough fuel in the tank, you're going to strongly follow that and do nothing because you've not got any energy to burn. You've not got any excess energy. So we need to make sure we're eating enough on a raw vegan diet. That is enough calories, not enough volume. People make this mistake all the time. When you're eating a raw vegan diet, if you've eaten a salad, that is not enough for you to live on, most of the time. A plate of food, a plate of fruit, a snack of fruit is not enough. You need to be thinking about what does your body demand calorie-wise. You are a calorie-burning, food-burning organism like all other animals. That's why you're driven to go out and find food. Like, we don't just eat this stuff because it looks good. We're driven to eat this. As soon as I pick this up, I'm starting to think about how it tastes. I'm starting to get little triggers to make me want to open this up and eat it. My tongue, I'm starting to experience it in my mouth. This is all our instinct. That's our instinctual drives towards eating, to keep ourselves alive, what have you. But also, with human beings, the motivational triad is also subservient to the other drives, which are survival and reproduction. So survival determines we need to this, but reproduction also, because the more food you have, if you're an animal, you've got a whole bunch of food, then you're like more attractive. You're more helpful to your social group. You're more likely to like elevate in status, be a more popular person, which makes you more likely to survive because people want to keep you around and help you out. More likely to reproduce because you're a valuable person with stuff, and you've got food, so you can help other people survive. So it makes you a very valuable, attractive person. So the same thing with having energy, having lots of energy, always wanting to do stuff. It makes you an attractive person, makes you more likely to reproduce, more likely to survive. So that's why we're driven to like have energy, and we're attracted to people that have energy as well. But you must eat enough, and you must start to get a real feeling of how much you need to eat, because it's not the same as when you used to eat cooked food and you just filled your mouth and filled your stomach and got on with your day. It's a new approach. You're eating a better diet, you're eating better foods, and you need to really get a handle of how much that is. To me, that's 50 to 75 calories, something like that. So if I want to live on oranges, I just need to do the maths. If I need 3,000 calories, if it was a big orange with 100 calories, then I need 30 oranges. And that's just it. There's no way of getting around that. You can't, because if you don't do that and you're burning 3,000 calories a day and you don't eat 30 to 35 oranges, if you only had oranges to eat is what I'm saying, and you just keep going down the road, you're just going to lose weight. And it's not just that. Your body's going to start to be like, anything else to eat here? And this is another reason people get these cravings get harder and harder. It's like your body's looking around for something else to eat because you're not sufficiently supplying it. But it's not as complex. It's just that the body's looking to eat. It needs more. And you start getting unsatisfied. You're like, I'm not eating enough. There's something weird in the raw vegan diet where your body isn't, I don't know, is the amount that you have to eat to remain raw is more than you would want to eat when you're starting out. So when you're starting out, it seems like too much, but you get used to it. But anyway, it takes a while to learn how much to eat, so you should actually write it down. I am this height, I am this weight, this is my activity level, this is roughly the calories I need for my height and weight. There's an equation you can use, or you can just go online, type in your information, And then if it is 2,200, then that's what you need every day. And there's no way of getting around that. Unless you choose to do nothing all day and you sit down and do nothing. Okay, maybe you need less. And then if you exercise, maybe you need more. But you have to get that every single day to function optimally. You can get away with a whole bunch of days not eating enough, but it'll eventually catch up with you. And that's when you start to experience no energy. When you sufficiently supply your body with food, with carbohydrates from fruit, when you have big sweet fruit meals, which isn't one orange or 3 oranges, we're talking about 8 or 10 bananas in a smoothie at least, persimmons, 7 or 8 persimmons or whatever it is. Banana pudding is a great one, just mashed bananas. Persimmon pudding, just mash persimmons and drink it or kind of eat it like a soup. You can have Gatorade, you can have all sorts of different smoothies, big smoothies. It's kind of harder to do with the juicier fruits to eat enough sometimes, but you can do it. But you would just have to sit and eat longer. So you can do that maybe if you've got the time, you've got other people around you eating, you can just sit and eat and eat and eat. But you're going to want to have at least one meal in a day that's a big sweet fruit meal where you get the most of your calories. So the rest of the day you can just graze or eat a little bit if you like. But you have one meal a day where you get that 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 calories. And the rest of the day you can eat more instinctually. But you make sure you get that meal in. And when you start eating like that, that's when instantly you're going to start to feel energy. You're going to start to feel like you want to go and do something. I'm making this video because I was eating persimmons. And here's an interesting story. So I was sitting doing a bit of work and I was eating persimmons and no, I wasn't eating persimmons, but I'd had some for breakfast. And I said to Aubrey, my girlfriend, I said, I'm going to go and eat some tomatoes. And she said, no. She said, you don't want tomatoes. Like, that's not the best thing for you to eat right now. What are you avoiding? I said, well, I should actually just be doing some more work. And we talked about it, and she was right. Like, I was just looking to get kind of stimulated by the tomatoes, right? Because I love tomatoes, but they are kind of stimulating to me. So anyway, I just went back and had persimmons instead. Such a better choice. I'm not saying I'm not going to eventually give into my tomato addictions and all that, but it's a better choice. And I'm feeling so much energy and so much of a desire to do stuff that I got some more work done. I'm making a video and I wanted to share this with you because this could be what's holding you back. So get your sweet fruit meal in and get enough calories and feel the difference. We all know when we eat sugar, we all know from the past, everyone, if you go into any workplace after lunch, people are eating sugar. People are having tea and biscuits and chocolate after lunch because they want that boost after lunch. Everyone knows that sugar gives you a boost of energy. Everyone knows that. What we're talking about is consistently supplying your body with a consistent, healthy source of unprocessed sugar, which comes along with the antioxidants and the fibre to help it all digest properly and not cause any problems, which it doesn't anyway if it's processed, but not enough time to go into that in the video. And what you want to do is fill yourself up with that stuff, and you'll feel it, you'll feel that energy, and then you'll be like, I want to go out and do something. And that's when you know you've got energy. It's like, I want to go out and do this, and do that, and you're going out walking, and you're like, I could walk another 2 miles, another 5 hours, and that's a great thing. Now, on top of that, if you have got all these steps in place, the sleep, no caffeine, sufficiently supplied with carbohydrates in the form of sweet fruit, sufficiently, if you still are lacking energy, then we're going to have to look into well, one thing, I would make sure that your fat content isn't too high in your diet. Make sure you're not eating lots of fruit and then eating a whole bunch of fat at the same time. That's not going to help. Then we have to look into your fitness. Where is your fitness at? If you're an extremely unfit person, you're probably not going to feel that. You're not going to get the benefit as much from the energy. You might feel the energy, but you can't do so much with it because your body's not fit enough to do a lot with it. And ultimately, if we've then looked at your fitness, we're going to have to look at your emotional life, your stress in your life. Are there things that you're in denial about, that you're not dealing with, that you're not thinking about, that you're not processing emotionally? That can take a lot of energy away from you. So I hope that video has given you some insight, but if I was to help you and coach you, that's the kind of things that we do. We specifically find why these problems are coming up. We specifically look for the problems, and we go step by step through every single thing that you're doing, and try and make improvements like that. So thank you very much for watching the video. My name is Ronnie Smith. I'm the founder of the UK Fruit Fest. If you'd like to learn more about this lifestyle, consider coming to Fruit Fest. Go to fruitfest.co.uk/registration, and you can learn more information there, and you can book a call with me if you'd like to talk to me about what the Fruit Fest involves and whether it's for you or not. I'm also offering coaching at the moment. I'll try and put a link down below. I think I've failed to do that in the past, and you can get more information about that there. Thank you very much for joining me today. Feel free to like the video, share it, send it to other people. Leave a comment below, and I will speak to you in another video later on. Thank you very much. Bye.